All right. I think it is 9:10 in India and 7:40 a.m. in Dubai. We shall start our session. Today is 14th of May, 2022. And our topic of discussion is best way to receive from the universe is to give. This topic actually I selected someone from our group. She was asking me because one time I shared what is the purpose of my life. When I meditated on that one, I give only 2 words: to give. That's it. That is the purpose of life, this life. So she wanted to know more about that, and then I promised I will have a session on that. I think they asked, Sonika has asked that. So from that I decided to share that what is that Pranam, Pinky, to share about what does that mean. How come a life purpose is to give, and what is there to give, and how to give, and many questions associated with. Welcome, Rekha. Many questions associated with it. So then I will. That is a discussion we'll have today about. It is all about that giving and what is the rationale, and finally what is the spiritual significance and how it will help us on our own individual spiritual path. When we talk about giving, so we think it is just charity. We have to give some money to someone or some organization. Giving is not about that money or some amount we give it to someone or something. It is a part of it, yes, but not everything. It does not, because many of us, we think that unless until we have a lot of money, how we can give? We need for our own things. So that is our common mindset. So sometime when few charities here and there, and maybe we donate, a small amount of money when we visit some temples or something is. Some boxes there, charity funds that we give a little. That is not the giving I'm talking here. Okay. This giving. Okay. Now let me say what are the other things we can give. We can suppose we said I don't have spare money. How we can give? It will be wait till I get something, some more income, and then I will give it. So it is not about money only. Plenty of things. You can give which does not cost you anything. It doesn't cost you money. And in fact, those things which are not the monetary gift, those are having the higher value of in the spiritual terms or in our life terms. What else we can give? We can give our time. We can give to someone to help. We can share knowledge. We can what we receive, somebody with the knowledge may help. We can share our wisdom to someone. Of course, here just one side note. Giving knowledge or wisdom does not mean we have to catch every people and give them lecture. Okay, nobody likes it. So it is like no unsolicited advice. But if somebody is looking for something, that something, then you can share your knowledge or wisdom. And when you do that, make sure that you are not bringing your ego into it. Most of the time, what happens is that when we share something, maybe some knowledge or wisdom, we started from high pedestal. Like, you don't know something, I know something, now you should listen to me. These things, what happens is that spoils the whole dynamics of giving and receiving. So we have to be careful when giving. Our ego doesn't come into the play in any form, maybe unknowingly. So that's why I'm just sharing what I do in this case. First of all, I don't give lecture to anyone. Unsolicited, no lecture. Even if I need to give some knowledge or something, or share some wisdom to someone, I know that that person needs that. Then I bring it forward like a sharing my story. I'm not telling you do this, you do that. No, just sharing that I was going through the similar issues in my life and I have handled it this way. That person will get the clue how to get it. You are listening to me for quite a long time. It is, I realized 103 session, more than 2 years. Yeah? We are doing weekly sessions. So I never do a direct instruction or order. You have to do this, you have to do that. Nobody likes that, no matter who is telling. So most of the knowledges are transferred simply by sharing my own story. That's it. Okay. Everybody's intelligence, they will get it. Of course, if somebody asks, can you tell me what is my area I need to improve, then I have to tell. That is one-to-one. That is separate. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying in general, definitely not in public, even in private, we should not bring our ego into it when giving in anything, particularly the knowledge or something you are teaching others. Don't bring your ego into it, because whenever your ego speaks, ego answers always. Other person's ego comes up. So someone may be highly spiritually evolved. I'm just saying that you can say the dynamics. But when a person with ego comes in front, that it is responded by ego. So they will not get that actual spiritual content of it. They will get the response from ego. That's how it works. So for the timing, you have to be careful. Any form of giving, our ego should be put it on shelf. And we have to be careful. We have to be consciously doing that. That's why I've given you one of the example how I did it. Okay. Even still doing it. I don't give order. Even I say, who am I to, give you directive and order? I'm sure many times, even if one-to-one or some other thing I told you, who am I to tell you, you do it this way? You are walking your life path. I am walking my life path. And that must be respected and honored. I'm nobody to dictate that you do it this way, do it that way. No matter from which spiritual background I'm coming in, but it should not be disturbed. Be careful about that. Okay, let me continue about the other things. I just got a little deviated with this sharing the knowledge and wisdom. So also you can give your like a company. Most of the people, they need somebody to listen to them. If you give just patient hearing to somebody, that relieves half of the thing. Maybe whatever they are suffering, they get released out of that. So that is also a service. Yeah, service is also another thing you can offer. Your service in any form. Somebody wants to lift, one place to another. So if you give that service to someone unconditionally, of course, it is not. I'm not talking about doing that whatever chargeable basis and all this. I'm saying if you do voluntarily. Pranam Chaitali. So that is give as a part of the service. Just here I'm that in our group sessions nowadays we just in Dubai during COVID we are not meeting in person, but earlier when I used to do, even now for other little bit issues, we have a senior most member here, Jaya Chopra. So, and she cannot drive, and otherwise to come somewhere, she need to take a taxi, etc. So I used to do while going, I pick her up, go to the group session and drop her back and all. Just a simple thing. Anyway, I'm going. On the way, I'm just picking her up and dropping her back to her home. And she is so grateful about that service, Yeah, she's telling, even we met last Tuesday also for some group here. And that time also she was mentioning about that. What I'm saying is it makes a big value for somebody. It may be not too much of thing for you, but this little bit gestures that matters. That matters for somebody else's life. What else to give? We can small things like, okay, even if you share your time, share a light moment with somebody, share a laughter. That's also a great way of giving. Because of the grinding of the life's things, we forget, how to laugh, how to enjoy life. Simply be laughing, sharing a joke or laughter. That makes a great relief and change. You can share that, you can give that moment, give that kind of sharing to someone, and it will make a difference. Laughter is a big thing. When we laugh, whole heart out, that time our connection opens up. I shared our story with in 2012 I attended World Parliament on Spirituality, happened in Hyderabad, and many all over the world masters came, and you listen to that. Many different types of masters. One of them was a Hasya Yogi, laughing. So I was, many things I have heard, many type of things. Sun Yogi, Mashankar Ji, we met. He's a very evolved master. There are many other types, but laughing, I got little bit. I was thinking, what it is, laughter yoga. But when he explained on the on the dais, he's one of the speaker. When he explained, when we laugh, our thought stops. So we go to no thought zone through laughter. What a wonderful thing. So when you laugh or share a joke or something funny, that moment of time, that thought stops. So whatever the worry, whatever the things, because they cannot control their thoughts, it takes sadhana to come to a level where the external things will not matter you anymore. That's where all the masters are. That's where the saints are. Nothing, no thought, the moment by moment living. But to reach that there, it's not easy. So what I'm saying is this: if you offer somebody a time of a laugh together, some small joke or something. I'm not saying joke, anything. It can be a funny story. So that will give them the break. And that break, that laughter, not only the people enjoy that. Why we enjoy the time, what with laughter or light moments? Because that time thought stops. No worry. And if you can replicate that moment by moment, then our life become completely transformed. It become an enjoyable experience. So anyway, laughing here also, I need to caution you that the laughing and something funny or something sharing, it should not be at the cost of anyone. Okay, there are two different aspects of what we have. We can laugh because to many reasons, but if you laugh at somebody or laugh at somebody's what is called somebody's deficiencies or somebody's pain, then that laugh is coming from our darker sides. That I'm not talking about that laugh. If it is unharmed anything, suppose as for example, or if you have not caused it, you try to save that as much as possible. Somebody is walking on the street, there is a banana peel, somebody step on it, slipped and fall down, not hard but just fall down. That scenario may be funny, you just laughed and helped that person to stand up and things like that. This laughing, no need to feel guilty about, because this is automatic, the thing is funny and you didn't caused it. But at the same time, somebody is walking and there is some pothole on the road. You push that guy into the pothole. That is not the one. That is, you are at the cost of something. That's what I'm saying. I'm just explaining what does it mean is it's not at the cost of something. Somebody is suffering, somebody painful. Even I caused it. It is the worst case of things. So it is not that funny. So share light moments that share love. It doesn't cost you anything. So a smile on your face doesn't cost you anything. And there are sometimes I see some cities and all things. Some group, they say some community, they say that they simply when they meet, they love, smile at each other, and that changes the other person's things. I have seen that some of the cities and all, they are following it. In the morning, people are in the traffic jam and this thing like that. So just lower the window and smile at, both of us are driving, smile at it. It's a very nice day, isn't it? Okay, enjoy yourself. Just a small gesture. Okay. This kind of gestures that makes, other people lighter. You're suffering in a traffic jam and this and that gets lighter. So what I'm basically saying, there are many ways we can give. So in this case, give a lighter moment to someone. That is also one form of giving. Anybody can do it. And also, you can give some kind of skills or teach the skills. Somebody, you can teach something which will be helpful for that person to learn that and beneficial in their own life. You can teach the skill. If you are skillful or something, suppose somebody knows, say some ladies, they know the stitching, sorry. So this, teach that stitching to someone else. It will help that person. Or somebody can do the pottery, they can make how to good pots and the painting them and all. If you teach somebody else, it may be good for them and it will learn. So you can do all these small things, and it will change somebody's it will somebody's life. So, and you can give service for somebody who is not well, health-wise. So you can provide necessary things for that other person. So that also you can give. It will be helpful for that person who is suffering with some kind of illness or something. So basically here you are giving your time. So time, knowledge, money, skill, and make other person to feel lighter. This is a different forms of giving. There are many ways. I'm just saying few of them. So this you can always give to others. Now, let me come to the question verb, that the why we should give. Okay. So now to understand that, we have to come to a level of the spiritual understanding of what is the overall purpose of giving. Overall of purpose, when you give something, anything, as I mentioned, there are plenty of things you can give. It's not always just money. In fact, donating some of the money with a not unconditional things, or even it is not going to help anyway. So that is a different part of it. Somebody has earned a lot of money through illegal means, and they are giving some few lakhs in charity. That will not help them. Okay, so that's why I'm saying that it is not the quantity and that actual money that matters. It is the intention, how you do it. Even if you have, say, earn very less, but that small amount you give something, that is a much more value than we accumulate huge wealth by, say, criminal means, and then give few lakhs to build a temple will not help you. Because the truth is not, you cannot cheat the universe. So you can earn money, it's okay, but but that amount will not be balanced So maybe some beggar is giving a small amount of food to another beggar has a much bigger value than somebody is giving few lakh rupees to somebody of which is not earned in the proper means. So anyway, so let me come to that. What happens is, now let us understand that how the giving part takes place. I'll take an example of money, but it is applicable for all others because money is easier for us to understand. We are psychologically tuned in giving with money. That's what I'm coming back to money, but it is for everything else. Yeah? When we give something to someone, some amount of money to someone or donate something, money is a form of energy. All whatever I discussed, these are a form of energy. So when you give that energy, transfer that energy to someone, so that created a space of something for you to get filled in, because all the sources of energy is the universe. There's an infinite source. So whatever you give, you create inside you that space where you can receive more. There, actually, if something flows to you and you hold it, then basically it means you accumulate without giving. Then what happening is that I'm just explaining how the universal flow works. Then somebody is holding, they're not able to give something, then one point of time, so the scamming will stop because you are not giving it further. If there is a river flow and we put a big blockade, we put a concrete wall on the river, so or put a lot of boulders onto the river path, the flow of the river will change its course. It cannot stop there. Same here. We are receiving something, some form of energy in any form. If we allow it to pass it through us, then it will keep flowing through us. So this is the understanding of that, why we need to give, because unless until you give, you become accumulated. Okay, finally, you need to use something, that's fine. Other than that, you're like, if you don't throw anything out of your house, your house will go down in maybe a month or so. All food items, all these things, you need to, whatever is all you give, or make it pass it through you. You cannot just sit on that and that will block coming it further. Physically also it is true. So if you don't throw anything, then our house become a junkyard very, very fast. That is the actual idea of being in the flow. Because what happens is, one of the reasons psychologically we don't give, because we think if I need it, what I'll do, I need, maybe some emergency will come, I will need that, that is understandable. So you should put reasonable amount for that purposes. But most of the time what happens, even if we have a spare, we can give, but in the name of that emergency, we don't give. Okay, we take it as an excuse, an alibi, why not to give. So this coming from the mindset, and that particular mindset is called poverty consciousness. I repeat, the hoarding mentality, that what will happen to me in case of that, or I need more, so I have to hold more. On worst form of that is, if I don't cheat, if I don't, forget about cheat, it may be too strong word. If I don't take from many people, how do I grow? How, well, maybe say money, how, if I take from 10 people, then my money will grow. Okay. So this mentality, it is a typical mindset, and it is called poverty consciousness. This comes from the idea that wealth, I already told you, wealth or anything is just a form of energy. And all the source of all the energies are divine. The wealth is also can be created. So that all source is all divine. So if I consider that unless until I take from 10 people, I will not grow rich, that means that indirectly my psyche is that overall wealth is limited. See, overall in the world, maybe we have, I'm just giving for example, maybe 1 crore rupees. So if I don't take from 1 lakh from somebody, then I will get 10 lakhs. So, but they will lose 1 lakh because it is only 1 crore. So this transaction has to happen so that I get more, so that other will lose. In the name of dunyadari, okay. In the name of that's how the world works. No, that's how world does not work. Ultimately, short time, yes. Short time, it works. But ultimately, it doesn't work. So forget about how dunyadari, dunyadari, how people deal with it, and maybe many people make money out of it. Doesn't matter. Okay. What I'm saying, the basic principle is the idea behind that. Unless until I get from people, my thing will not grow. It coming from that our resources or the wealth is limited in this world. So that to get me more, somebody has to lose, somebody has to go down. That's how the transaction will take place. This is called poverty consciousness because overall pool is limited. But in the energy form, it is unlimited source. And more we give, more it will create. Whoever understands economics, they know that more we transact, our wealth grows. See, suppose you take that, say, what do we call it, the 500 rupees note, yeah? Just to understand that maybe it is moving between 5 people. So they bought some food, 500 rupees equivalent food they consumed. Next person, he also buys another type of food, consumes it, and give it to whom he bought that. That person also bought food and got it. So what happens is in these transactions, 3 people got the food of 500 each, right? So 1,500. So one single note, the more it transfers hands, more wealth it is creating. I'm giving consuming so that you understand is gone. That 500 rupees food has gone, consumed. So what does that mean? More that money will flow, more wealth will be created. Same as the energy, okay? More it transfers from different. If you give something, you are part of that transfer process. Think of that 500 rupees note, I'm holding it. I'm not giving it to anyone. I will also starve. No? I cannot also get that benefit of that, eating that food. I'm just giving an example how it works. But if I give that, maybe another 500 will come next day. Maybe another. Because if I don't transact, I will be sitting there with that note. I'm just giving a simplified form of understanding how energy works. But if I always transferring it, then I will become the conduit of that. So if you ask me how many times the 500 rupees note can flow, the possibility is infinite, isn't it? I'm not going to detail, after a few thousand of note will deteriorate. Don't go into that. I'm just saying conceptually, yeah, it is any number of times it can flow, right? Change hands. So, and those many times the wealth will create, okay? And you are consuming that. So this idea that I have to take from something to give, to have more, so that is coming from a poverty consciousness because we consider it is limited, resource is limited, energy is limited. And what is that universal, the universal knowledge, the truth is it is unlimited. Source is unlimited. Anything can be created. Anything can come to you if you are in the flow. And that is called prosperity consciousness, which which comes into the abundance. So if we need to shift from this poverty consciousness to prosperity consciousness. We need not to hold it. We need to simply in the flow, so that the divine flow can pass through us. Suppose we are asking for something, people asking for something from the divine. Okay, there is a saying, the beggars, they beg outside, the rich people, they beg inside the temple. Yeah, so okay. Anyway, all of us, we ask something. So I'm not saying right and wrong. I'm just saying what it happens. So if I ask, it is nothing wrong asking for me. What do we do? Normally we ask something, some money or health or something for me or my relatives. Nothing wrong in that. I'm not saying right and wrong, but just understand what we do. So we go to the divine, whatever we worship, whatever we pray, towards God or temple, or that doesn't matter. We're asking from some source to give us something. We start with me first, and then maybe something for my close relatives, near and dear ones. Nothing wrong. I'm just saying. So how many people we can ask for something? For me, 1 plus maybe 3, 4, 5, 10 maximum. Normally. So basically what is happening, the source is infinite. It's like ocean. And you are going with a bowl or glass or maybe a bucket, which you can carry. Okay. That much you are asking. So you get a bucket of water from the sea, you become very happy, I got it. Now, if you go to, this is the poverty consciousness mode. Because your capacity is limited. You cannot ask for something, you normally. But if you are in a prosperity consciousness mode, you will ask for as many per possible. Some of them you don't know. If you keep praying for them, asking for them, then your capacity will increase. Rather than a bucket, you will be like a conduit, like a pipeline. It is flowing through you. How much water can flow through the pipeline? Answer is, it can be infinite. As long as pipeline is there, it keeps flowing. So then you become, in the process, what happens is, suppose you are asking for something for the huge number of people, and in the ultimately you're working for the humanity. Then what happens is you become a divine agent. Whatever the creator wants to do for the humanity, you become a part of it. So the energy will flow through you. The prosperity will flow through you. It will reach others. Because you become a divine instrument, okay, that the divine, the creator need not to take any human form as a, what is called sannyasi and give you something. No need. They have representatives. So you become one of the representative. Yeah. So think like that. If you are a conduit, a flow of that energy, like a pipeline, don't you think your need of one bucket will be filled from there? Easily, anytime. Rather than getting limited into one bucket, you will be continuously getting the flow of that, and anytime whatever you need will be taken care of, even if you are not asking consciously for that. That's how the divine flow of energy works. And this is the prosperity consciousness. So when we need to tune into that, we need to change our mindset. That's all it needs. Okay, rather than hoarding and accumulating for me, and me. I'm not saying right and wrong here. I'm saying you are stuck into poverty consciousness. Break that shell. You come here, you will get more, even what unimaginable. Synchronicities will start happening. somebody from somewhere will come and will be ready to help you. You might not have imagined that way. Something will happen, some other things will take place, which is beyond your control. You cannot control everything anyway. That will click and it will take you there. So this is how that energy thing that works. So when you are in the mode to give, you open up that pipeline for you, direct conduit from the divine. Then you become a divine agent. And that's how your life process, the mission gets served. Because you become whatever creator wants to do for the humanity, you are one of them. And that is the best possible way to live in this world. Because you become just a divine agent and that's it. Okay, so this is the prosperity consciousness. We just need to tune into it. Let me clarify. We needed to create that water. Neither we need to consume that water. Okay. The poverty consciousness is, what do we do with all this water? Why should I make a pipeline? I don't need it. Yes, you don't need it. Pass it on. Then you become the part of the universal consciousness, and you become the conduit of the divine. Okay. Like again, I come back for this, it will be easier to understand. The nature doesn't have any limitation while giving. It gives us multiple ways. It didn't ration it. The sunlight we get, air we breathe, there is no rationing, no? Okay, the one we create. So in the nature, first we disconnect from the nature, and then we lose this connection and create little bit in our home, 2-3 plants, and we think we are with the nature. No. You have potential to have the abundance in the nature. You may not own it, no need. Few plants in your house or garden will not make you be with the nature. It is coming from your poverty consciousness. Have a trip to the nature and you will know, you become a part of it. And that is how you establish that pipeline. You need not to own it. You need to enjoy and pass it on. There is, you are visiting a sunrise on a mountain. You need not to own that mountain. Okay. You have to be there, just feel the experience and let somebody else also come and experience the same thing next day, and that's it. Okay. So this is how the prosperity consciousness works. It's not about owning and hoarding. It's about passing and giving. So more you give, more you come. You feel like visiting another place so that your experience becomes multiplied without owning anything. Okay, anyway, so this is the purpose. My life purpose, I started saying that this is what I understood is to give. Is to give is with full alignment with the universe, so that you are competent enough to be part of that divine. What divine wants to do for the humanity, become part of that mission. That becomes your life mission. And that's what my life mission is, to give unconditionally. Of course, I need to earn money. I have to do some job or work or business. That is there. I'm not saying it. You do everything for charity. That will go in parallel. But what I'm saying is, I should not be only restricted to that. Something should be outside that business, what I need, so that I can be in the flow of that. Okay, now finally on the spiritual domain, so I can also, let me say what you can give on the spiritual domain. First thing, the spiritual domain you can give, if you teach somebody how to meditate, that's the biggest gift you can ever give to anyone. Why? Because if you give, material thing, it is a one time. You cannot keep helping one person day after day. With somebody who maybe donated some amount, that's fine. Donated food, donated clothing, or donated these things. some money and all these kinds. Even the service, maybe you take care of somebody or share some laughter and all the giving some, but you cannot do it again and again and again. Okay, for some, yes. So, but if you do something like a skill or knowledge, if you teach them, then they can use it for repeating. Like they say that if you give a fish to someone, they can survive one day. But if you teach somebody how to fish, they can survive rest of their life. I'm not advocating killing fishes. I'm just saying that this analogy, if you give something like some donation, but if you show them how to get into that, how to do that, they can get. So that's on that respect, I'm saying if you teach somebody how to meditate, that may slowly they evolve spiritually, the mind control will happen, their suffering of their life will control, and finally they will be able to master themselves. I told many times the purpose of this forum, our WeAreOne group, is not to create disciples, not to create followers, but to create masters. And first mastery comes with mastering your own life. Enjoy the gift of life, what we have. Okay. So that needs this prosperity consciousness. That's what we teach, that how to get into that. Life will go on as it is, all with pros and cons. Many things will not go as per our liking. Those will happen, that only our expectation needs to change. Only our way of looking need to be changed. And those things are doing. What I'm saying is, if you teach somebody how to meditate, that may ultimately transform their life. Maybe further, they get enlightened and they get liberated from all these sufferings and pains of their own life. The target, your target is, forget about how many people, how many and all these things. This comes from, again, our lower consciousness, like ego. They count. No need count. I'm saying, even if through your advice, guidance, teaching, whatever, if any kind of giving, only one person's life is only one person's life is transformed, then mission of your life is complete. Only one. I don't think it is a very big thing to do, right? Okay. And even if you take care like a burden on your shoulder and for the whole life, I'm not saying that. I said you give something which transforms their life. Okay. And then they will take care of itself. You are not the creator, like a pipeline. You are not the creator of the water of the ocean. You are just a conduit. But if you connect better, connect better, they will receive it directly. Only thing what you need to do, don't try to go and try to put level into and claiming you have done it. You have done nothing. Divine has done. Only you are a conduit. Okay. So that is how it works. That is the mission, and that is how it is there. So you can teach somebody or you can show somebody by giving your example. Again, in the beginning, I told not by lecturing, not by you should meditate for half an hour a day. No, who are I to dictate? Only thing somebody asks, that is a different thing. But otherwise, you should not dictate. Let them see the difference in you. Then they get motivated and do it themselves. You don't need to push anyone. It's not a number game. Whoever has time has come, they will get it. Okay. But they have a free will. I earlier also mentioned one of the discussion. We need to respect the free will of the people. Okay. Even if that means they're not willing to learn, it's okay. Who are we to say, no, you have to learn this? No. Only thing we have to show, make the horse thirsty. Just explain what it is and show the pond. Here, if you do this, you will get it. If you don't want to, it's all fine. It's nothing to do with somebody is insulting you, not doing it. No, who are us to get insulted? Source is divine. You passed it on. It is they have a choice to take it or receive it, they take it or leave it. So that's how these things this works. Now let me come to the so-called the last point of giving, and what best thing is to give that what people need. If you give what the people need, then that will be a direct, it will be both your purpose and their needs are met, and you will attain that level of like a unition of what I'm saying. It is the highest possible synchronization can happen at that level. So then let us little bit of find out what is the maximum, what is the need, maximum need of people. And just to start with it, let me say it is not money. So that is not what people need. You'll be surprised to know the maximum people need on planet Earth is love. People are in the scarcity of love. And they tried many things, and most of them are failed. Because the love, common love of the definition, we cannot go there. With any form of love we normally know, we cannot reach that need of that love, that void inside. Why we cannot meet that? Because whatever the source of that they choose, that is limited. Any kind of love, whatever the coming from that, it is limited. Suppose you love some food. How much food you can eat? It will be limited. After that, it will, law of diminishing return. You will not enjoy that food anymore. Even in the relationships with another human being, that is also limited. Everybody has a pros and cons. They will have something you like, something you don't like. As I explained, I think earlier, that long-term relationships depends how much not too good qualities you can accept from the others. Not that what you like, everybody will like. Some people have some good quality, everybody will like. How does it matter that I also like that? It doesn't depend on that. Long-term relationship depend on how many not so good qualities, even the reverse qualities. Something you truly hate, okay? That kind of qualities, if you can accept, based on that, long-term relationship will develop. That is our lesson, how to accept that what we hate. Hate is a stronger term. I said not so good qualities. Let me put it in this way. Anyway, that's a relationship thing. Forget about that. What I'm saying is, whatever love you're looking in the form of material possession, in the form of enjoying some food or something, consuming something, all are limited. That's why at a certain point of time, you still feel you are not loved enough. You need to open. So what does that mean? You have to open up the higher faculty of love. And that is universal love, the pure love. And we already had last session of self-love. Just to understand our deserving capacity to connect with that infinite thing. To cook something, to create something, you need a pot, you need a platform to do that. And self-love is that platform. It's starting point, not the end point. Okay. Then you connect with that. You connect to the universal love. And when that universal love flows through you, you become a divine agent. You be love, you emit love. That's how you give without doing anything. Not doing, just being. It took a lot of spiritual maturity to understand that we are not human doing, we are human being. We have to be who we are. And who we truly are, we are manifestation of love. And that's what we look for, that's what we thrive for, and search into different petty things. We don't get it, we get frustrated. So to ultimately thing is to be love. And that is the best way to give, because whoever comes in contact with you, they will get it. They are also made of pure love. Okay? इसको बोलते हैं ज्योत से ज्योत जले. Some lamp is lit. Another lamp is not lit yet. They just simply come in contact. That other lamp also started, lighten up. Both emit love. That faculty of that love, the connection actually, not something inside you stored. It is that connection. They just open the valve, the flow will come automatically. So that's how it works, and that's how to give is to give love, or not to give love, to be love, so that people, they get it. And they receive it from you, through you, not from you, through you. That universal love, that is the highest state possible. So with this, I'll conclude this learning session. So any question is welcome. Any question or sharing, it's okay. You can share also if you have anything to share. It's all fine.
Guruji, pranam.
Pranam, Hari Om.
Guruji, this sharing spiritual messages on WhatsApp and giving it to other people, or knowledge about meditation, does it form a part of service? Because one is spending time on doing all that.
No. Simple answer is no. Why? Why no? Because that is not created by you. You are not a conduit of that. If you share something, you received it directly, first-hand experience, that's fine. Okay, but you are somebody else's something, you don't know from what consciousness they created it.
Right.
If it is a poverty consciousness, it is only somebody wants to write some message, just a popularity contest. They wanted to see how many people my messages read. This is a completely different purpose. You become a part of that.
Okay.
You don't become a part of the universal consciousness. You become part of that person who is created for something. I don't know. So that's why we should not pass on if we don't know the origin of that. Okay, this passing of something, it is not help. That's what I was telling, that giving something in the charity does not mean you are doing a great job. Your intention, its purpose, how that it has been generated, that thing that creates. Okay, so that makes the difference. But passing on some spiritual message or written by somebody, received by somebody, and not understood by the receiver, not fully misunderstood by the forwarder, will not help. It will create actually more confusion to the people. So my advice is that it should not be forwarded if we don't know. If we know the origin, yes. Okay, then sharing is fine. If you don't know the origin, then better not to. Yeah.
Like sayings of Paramahansa Yogananda or Raman Maharishi or any other saint, if those are shared, that's what I was. That's it.
No, see, what I'm saying is, if you said that I read this, it has changed my my life. That's fine.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Understood.
you are saying that I read it and this is my first-hand experience. Nothing wrong in that.
Okay.
But simply forwarding, because
Will not.
somebody has written below Paramahansa Yogananda, we have not verified it, we didn't check it, whether truly he has said it or not. Same
Correct.
message I got in from the social media. It is written by Gautam Buddha. It is written by Jesus Christ. It is written by Swami Vivekananda. It is written by Paramahansa, and it is by even Ratan Tata. Same message.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Be careful. If you verify it and all it, you wanted to share some. Yes, why not? But you hear what is happening. You are sharing your own experience. Okay,
Correct.
but not simply forwarding something in the social media. That will not help.
Right.
So not only not help, it is from my side. You become a part of the propaganda rather than actual sharing experience. Okay.
Next is Guruji, life purpose, like that ma'am had asked, you have told her life purpose is to give. Now, this
Yeah.
life purpose is common for all, or
No,
everyone has a
not
different
necessarily.
life
Not
purpose?
necessarily. By the way, Sonika, you joined? Sonika? I think I just says Sonika joining this. Kavita, I'll come back to you. Sonika? Yeah, I can see Sonika. This topic, I think it is she only requested. Anyway, okay, Kavita, go ahead. I think Sonika could not. She is there, and I can see that attendees list. Yeah,
Yes, I'm
Kavita, go
here.
ahead. Oh, Sonika, today is your topic. We discussed. Okay, to give.
I'm sorry to join you a bit late because we have exam today.
Don't worry. It's
But
okay. It's understandable. You see, check the recording later and or the afternoon session.
in
But
this
this you
session, I'll
requested,
join
right?
before time.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. You
thank you.
requested to give, and this is the session is all about. Okay.
Thank you,
Uh,
RPA.
God bless you. Yeah. Okay, Kavita, go ahead with your question.
So suppose someone has the habit of giving charity, and other person uh, they are feeling jealous of it or they are condemning them. Then in that case, do we build karma?
Means, first of all, anything you criticize others, you will get karma, no matter what. It is about charity or something else. You will get karma. It is none of your business. Okay. So you should not judge others, basically. So, and the charity, I said, it is if the source is proper, if the intention is good, nothing wrong in giving in charity. See, charity indirectly also, we actually give charity for our own satisfaction. That's what it is. If you do it without publicizing or without canvassing and talking too much about it, or maybe not talking at all better, then it is that truly you're trying to contribute whatever way we can. That's nothing wrong in that, because it shows that you have an intention try to give something. It's okay. But somebody else is about third party to give or not to give and giving lecture. That is not really recommended. Okay.
Thank you.
God bless you. Yes, Nirupam.
I have thought about this thing, this how to give, uh, help others, how to grieve about these things for a long time. Earlier also I have discussed this thing. So basically we are all subject to poverty consciousness that is already there. And whenever we want to give something, we feel that money may be needed for some emergency or something. So I have thought of a model about that. So we can earmark a particular wealth or property or something we are having. But after I am not there, that will be passed on to some good cause. That is the model I have thinking that is quite good for me, and maybe it will see good for others also. Thank you.
Yeah. No, that's great. By the way, your aura is very strong. Very good aura you have today. Okay, all right. God bless you. No, these are fine. See, you means whatever we call it the heart's call, we can follow that. That's absolutely fine. Yeah? There is no right and wrong here, actually. So that is absolutely fine. And this kind of things is we become just a part of that, contributing to the humanity, whatever way we can. And this is absolutely fine.
Rajiv, I have one question.
Yes, Sharmishta, go ahead.
What if in this lifetime I don't figure out that what I have to give? Like you tell, you always say that you can teach meditation, uh, but if I don't if I don't want to limit myself to just that, and try to find out that what I really can give, and if I have anything to give, then what is it? Then how do I know that? How do I figure that out?
See, in this case, it's a good question. See, follow your passion. Whatever the passion means, the certain amount of things you like to do, whether you lose sense of time. That is called we are following our passion. It can be painting, it can be singing, anything. Yeah. Okay. So when you follow your passion, you get that and you share that whatever you love to do.
Okay.
Of course, share someone who is interested to know, not to forcefully to do that. So, or simply what I'm saying is, we need not to bust our brain to find out who can get it. We just keep our intention within us. We like to give this, and say, divine will please get us whoever will is willing to receive, come in front of me, and it will happen. Okay. In order to just keep the intention, even if nobody shows up, maybe 1 or 2 months, that's fine. Okay, that does not mean that your thing has not been carried forward. So you just follow your passion, and then you will find somebody who is willing. You just pass it on, and that's it.
Okay. And in continuation to this, I would like to add something, which is so I based on what you have been telling for so long, that poverty consciousness, and also I could relate that I have a background of poverty consciousness also, and I like to hoard things, and I am fearful that I might not have enough at the end of my life, so I like to save up, which is with the pattern. Spiritually, the pattern is probably not a very good pattern, but uh, because I have that strong poverty consciousness within me, and I am built like that. So at my workplace, I encourage. I haven't done anything like consciously, but since it's within me, I automatically encourage people. I work in a bank, so I automatically encourage people to save more, not, but not for my, not because I will get something out of it, I'll get incentive, or not because of that. It just comes from within. That's me.
Last about a minute or so, there are some network issues here. I lost connection. Can you repeat last 1 minute, whatever you said? Because I could not hear anybody. There's some network issue here. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So so I could relate whenever you say whenever you talk about poverty consciousness, I can relate to that, because I have that built in within me. I am fearful deep inside that what if I don't have enough at the end of my life, who is going to take care of me? So and because of that fear, I try to hoard things. I don't like to give too much. All those things are there, and I'm aware of it. um, but at the same time, at my workplace, I work in a bank, and due to that fear, due to that inbuilt fear within me, I encourage other people who comes to the our bank to save more and more money,
Mm.
but and I was not even aware of that I was doing it. but
Mm.
but all of a sudden, I got huge appreciation from the company, that
Mm.
I did something. I broke their record. I did
Okay.
something which they did not have. They did not have any
Mm.
record, and lot of things happened, followed by what I did, and I was not
Mm.
aware of what I was doing. So
Mm.
so when I was thinking in my own mind that, okay, it started from my own poverty consciousness, that I was encouraging people to save more and more,
Mm.
and because I have that energy within me, for some reason, I
Mm.
attract people, and people also get convinced to convince the other my team members do the same thing. But
Mm.
people don't they cannot convince, but for some reason I don't do anything special, but I think it's my own energy which
Mm.
attracts people, and they get convinced, and they do those investments, and I get applauded
Mm.
for that. So
Wonderful.
basically where it is coming from a negative place, it's from a fearful place,
Mm.
but it is getting applauded, and the higher management is giving me applaud over and over again, saying that you are
Mm.
bringing a change in people's life, in our members life. So
Yeah.
even though they are saying all positive things, but I know deep within myself that it's coming from a place of my own fear. So
Mm.
how do I take it? Do I take it as I'm doing good, or what is how do I take it?
Okay, that's wonderful. See, first of all, congratulations. Whatever you have, you are giving it to others. That is clear. Okay.
Hmm.
There's no judgment. Whatever. What I'm saying, this is a form of giving. No, you are giving something, maybe some idea, some advice, or something to others. It is help them to do something on their own lives. Correct. We are
Yes.
not saying right and wrong here. There's no judgment here altogether. But for you, just it is very good. It is good you have achieved, professionally successful. Only what I am saying here, you have to just, it is understanding need to be clear that these things has a limitation. Yeah, after a certain thing, you will not see this kind of return. I'm just making you mentally prepared for that.
Right.
You will reach some plateau. Beyond that, it is not possible. What I discussed here, to break that ceiling, you need to connect to the infinite source that you continuously able to give it. Okay. Otherwise, what will happen is it will be a matter of diminishing return, and then that will frustrate you. I'm just cautioning you about that. That's all it is. Otherwise, what you have done, it is a fantastic. And these things you can definitely give a success, and you enjoy the success, and try to give this idea to others. That is fantastic. Okay. But from your side, make yourself prepared that it cannot be unlimited. Okay, there'll be some level where it will come to a hold or plateau.
Yeah,
Okay.
of course. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
bound
yeah.
to happen. So when I reach that plateau, then at that point, say it is my same workplace, everything remains the same, and
Yeah.
then how do I change my energy to something else, giving in some other form? What do I do?
No, that's what I'm saying. Ultimately, which will ultimately you have to connect to the infinite source to get that, to break that ceiling.
Oh,
People are whatever. So that will take you what you are passionate about. Okay. Even
okay.
this, if you're passionate about, you don't mind in talking about this and convincing people. Maybe now you have got, say, you have convinced 20 people, next year 40 people, then next year, say, 80 people. That's fine. Okay.
Right.
But the thing, what will happen when you come to that level, maybe 25 will not accept. Okay. Something of
Mm-hmm.
that nature. So you will still grow, but you have to be prepared for that, fallback as well. Okay.
Right.
If you're
Right.
passionate, if you don't mind, you keep going. It's fine. Sky is the
Okay.
limit. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very
All
much.
right. Okay then. God bless you. All right. Anybody else? Then we'll go for our Kriya and meditation. All right, fine. So get ready for Kriya. Sit straight.